Hey everyone, so welcome back. We are working on our global hero masks. We just finished sketching out the ideas. Make sure you have things labeled if you had time to color. Awesome. Okay, so now it's the artistic choices. You have to make choices that make sense and you have to pick colors that make sense. So I am choosing to do only a mask that goes to the nose. I'm going to represent the full mask first and then show you how to cut it down. So I am choosing brown as my background color because I want to have some really bright, vibrant greens that I use to represent these rows of crops. So, I'm representing the soil with my brown mask. Okay, so notice how I have my paper going vertically. So vertically is tall. And I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it in half. So by doing this, I'm going to make a symmetrical mask, which means it's the same on both sides. And then I'm going to draw that mask shape. So what you're going to do is you're basically just going to cut off the corner, like a pretty big cut, but it's kind of long. So it's like a long curve. And then down here, it's almost like a triangle. So notice how this was kind of equal distance, where it ended at the top and the bottom. Down here, it's going to look more like a longer triangle. So almost about halfway up my paper, I'm folding it down, just like that. So see how those triangles are slightly different shapes. This one is a much taller triangle, where this is more of an equilateral triangle. So this is going to give us the basic shapes of our mask. The important thing is the corners that you're cutting off or that you're drawing to cut off are the open corners. If you cut on the fold, this won't work. An easy way to check and make sure you've done it correctly is if you open it up and that fold is in the middle and the parts where you've drawn on are on the edges. So go ahead and fold that back together. You are just going to keep that paper all folded. Use your scissors and cut off those edges. Make sure your helper hand is out of the way. And just like that, scraps go in a scrap pile that you start making, and that gives you your basic mask shape. We are going to build most of your mask flat and then make it three-dimensional at the very end so you can store it easily. So now we need to make those eye holes. So we know that the eyes live in the middle of the head. So I'm actually going to just fold my mask in half, just like this. I'm going to make just kind of a little indent right there. And that's going to tell me where my eye holes go. So I'm going to draw those. I'm going to draw them a little bit closer to the inside of the eye, or to the inside of the paper. Not quite matching in the middle. Okay, and now you have two options. Notice how they're closer in that way than that way. So like 3 fingers over here and 2 fingers away from that center point. All right, so if you want to, you can fold this back, cut directly into it. I've made a little slit just like that. And now I can actually stick my scissors inside of here and cut around. Now, if you're one of my people who is confident in being able to do this, go for it. Not everyone's going to feel successful in cutting, and you just kind of keep your scissors around that edge like that. If you are not feeling that, if that's just not what works for you, it actually works if you just start from that middle center point and cut directly into it and then cut all the way around. So if you need to do either one, that works. So right now I have my mask shape. It's ready to go. The part that you draw on, so you can see my marker lines, this is actually the back of the mask. Flip it over, nice and clean. So easy stuff like that. Okay, so I mentioned that mine is going to be just that half mask. It's your choice. Remember, you may not just do an eye mask. You have to have this whole head piece. That's where you're really going to incorporate all those details. So I'm going to fold my mask back up, and then I'm going to kind of do a curve from about 2 fingers below where I made those eyes. Curve down. Those are where the cheeks are, and then just kind of come back around. So that'll give me that shape. And again, I'm going to leave it folded. And I'm going to cut this part off. And remember, those lines won't show up later on because this will become the back of my project. So scraps in your scrap pile. And there's my mask. Again, remember, we're building this flat and then you'll add details. All right, everyone, if you have questions, let me know.